Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Project Hex F1 series. It's been a while since we did one of these, so I'm going to apologise for that, but as you might have noticed, October was a bit of a busy month for us with the Big Bad project that came out on Halloween. It was quite a big video. A lot of work went into it, so I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you share it around. Nice to see that one do quite well. But anyway, we're going to be doing the Vietnam Grand Prix this week. So we've got the Hanoi Circuit to go to. I'll just advance time to the Grand Prix so we can collect all our points and
I know
things.
we were expecting some new developments to come through, but some of them have failed the quality control. Make sure you indicate what you'd like redeveloped via the R&D screen.
It's conveniently let us know that because that's where I was going next. So let's see what went wrong. So our chassis upgrade from previously has failed and our front wing gurney flaps have failed.
What do you think of this one?
So I guess we'll just we'll put those back into development and hope they go through the next time. Which I believe they do.
I recommend we could go for something like this.
And then we'll just do my usual trope of taking whatever the game recommends me. And we'll get some durability upgrades on the go as well. Okay then, I'm gonna hop in and go do free practice. So I'll see you guys at qualifying. I will say that even though I'm not super familiar with this track because it's new to this season, that last section that you start off with there on the flying lap through all the sort of tight bits of the street circuit in the last sector is so fun. It's definitely one of my favourite sections of track in the game. I made an absolute meal of that corner, but it's okay. That first sector that we've just went through is by far the sector I think that I struggle with the most on this circuit. I just never quite get those first couple of turns to go well. So we just have to hope that over the course of qualifying in the race that I might actually start to learn how to do those corners.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
The pit exit's going to be interesting during the race as well because it spits out right onto that corner there that we just passed. I can imagine with the first couple corners being those like sort of really slow sweepers as well, it's going to make the first lap turn 1 really interesting because everybody's going to be bombing down towards it on the straight and then slamming on the brakes for turn 1. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes when we actually get into the race. But I'm a big fan of this track. From the little that I have played of it, I'm not great at it, but it's a super fun track, and it's actually making me kind of excited for when F1 get to go here in real life. I think it could produce some good races. Even just seeing the cars flying through that last sector would be really, really good.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
As I almost missed the pit lane. It's quite a slow pit lane here. I see. I'm gonna see how our times compare. .138.5. It's not great. It's probably one of my better laps
So far, our
so
fastest
far.
lap is a 1 minute 38.5.
Yeah, my laps so far on this track haven't been great. So, if I'm being honest, I'm not even going to bother doing another lap and wasting tyres. Just fast forward to the next Q2, or well, to see if we get into Q2 at least. So our 138.5 was good enough to get to Q2. Still a good 2 and a bit seconds off of leader pace, but it's to be expected. I mean, our car's not on the same level as theirs. But we made it to Q2, so you know. That's 2 episodes in a row that we've made out of Q3, which is nice. We'll go with the mediums this time. We'll see what kind of lap time we get, and then if it's not good enough to make it into Q3, then that's fine. We get free choice of tyre anyway, and then if we do make it into Q3, we at least still get to start on the mediums, because I think I'd definitely prefer to do the longer medium stunt on this track first, and then switch to the softs. Although it might be worthwhile that maybe using the hards could be a good strategy here. I'm not entirely sure what the tyre strategy for this circuit is, to be totally honest. I'm just kinda making it up as I go along, as I do with most things on these videos, so. Let's see if I can not absolutely ruin the first couple of turns this time. I mean, again, it wasn't amazing, but it was definitely better than what we did on that corner in Q1, because that was just atrocious. Lost a bit of time there, had a bit of rear slip coming into the corner, just putting the power down just that touch too early. Trying to make up for the time lost at that corner through the last sector, because it's about the only sector of the track that I'm actually not too bad at. I got way closer to the wall than I was wanting to there. I almost touched it. Could have been a disaster. And I've totally misjudged the braking into that last corner and ruined the whole lap. But hey,
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
I'm not gonna come into the pits this time. I think I'm just gonna send it for another lap and see how it goes.
Welcome along to the Vietnamese capital of Hanoi, a vibrant city built on the banks of the magnificent Red River. Today it's the backdrop for the latest round of the Formula One World Championship, with a circuit specifically designed to encourage overtaking opportunities. I think we could be in for a cracking race today. A lap of Hanoi Circuit then, 3.4 miles around the Vietnamese capital. A number of the 23 corners take their inspiration from other great circuits, hopefully creating plenty of passing opportunities. And with me as usual is Anthony Davidson. Now, can I talk to you about Sebastian Vettel? Looks like they've got a tough race in store today, as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Alexander Albon, and Ricciardo, Sainz, Perez, Stroll, and Lando Norris, Ocon, Gasly, Daniel Kvyat, and Vettel. They've taken a grid penalty. Magnussen, Mr. Monaco, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Roman Grosjean, Raikkonen, Russell, Schumacher, and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then. It's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
I suppose the
So
The
we
bright
were
side is
mid-table
that
last
even
race,
if
not
I'm
bad, but we
that
can
bad,
do
at
better.
least I'm beating my teammate. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure about the double soft stop that they seem to be going for. But I don't know enough about this track to know if... pardon me. If a one stop's like a viable option, so I might just have to take the two stop with the double soft stint. And then see how it goes. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. What have we got to lose? Amazing. I tried to predict when they were going to start, but got it all wrong, and now I've already broken my front wing. I can just never get
Be careful
turn
with the front
ones
wing.
right
You've taken some minor damage.
in these episodes anymore. If I say anymore, like I ever got them right to start with. It's going to put us right on the back foot from the get-go, because I'm gonna really struggle in all these low-speed sweeping corners now because of that front wing damage.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come in to the pits.
Copy.
I need to get this front wing replaced real bad, because I'm just gonna struggle through all the low-speed corners if I don't. And then, because there's so many of them on this track, I'm just gonna be losing time out to everybody anyway. Like even coming into the
That's a decent start. Good job.
yeah, even coming through there was, I just had no downforce to get the car turned. I'm understeering all over the track. That was really bad. This has to be the worst start I think I've ever had. Okay. Some soft tyres, brand new front wing. Let's try not break this one and see if we can
Okay, 2 stops left now.
catch back up to the pack.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilize some of this energy.
Currently just trying to think if there's potentially a way that I can still get a 2-stop out of this race rather than having to do a 3-stop because of that stop on the first lap. Might see if I can just hold on to these soft tyres for as long as possible and then swap to the mediums and then hope that those don't fade away too much at the end of the race, that I can hold on with just doing one more stop. But that'll all depend on how the laps on these soft tyres go.
Gap to car in front is 11.2 seconds.
almost ironic that that challenge popped up on the left there. Practice makes perfect in Vietnam. Well, I mean, this race has been anything from perfect so far, so I'm not got a clue how I've completed that challenge during this. I'm not even sure what that challenge would be for, but I don't think there's anything's went perfect in this race, and we're only 4 laps in. It's been an absolute stinker.
Caution, caution.
Someone's having issues.
Caution, yellow flags ahead. No overtaking through the caution zone. Be careful until you see the greens.
Well then. Looks like I'm not the only one that's having a bad race. Sebastian Vettel picks up a 10-place grid penalty for changing power unit. And it seems to have caused him problems because he was going really slow down that end straight there. So he's changed power unit and now he's having power unit issues, presumably. Just kind of struggling to find a gap to get round him through this last sector though. It's fine, he's going into the pits anyway. I don't know if he's maybe had a collision with someone. Maybe he's not having power unit issues. He's maybe done a me and bumped into the back of someone.
You've taken P21.
But we will take the position through skill and determination alone. Obviously. It had nothing to do with the fact that his car was clearly not working. Oh, it was all me.
The gap to the car ahead is 7.6 seconds.
Okay, we've still got a pretty big gap to the guys ahead, but it is coming down a little bit every lap.
The car behind has come in. They're now on the soft tyre. Softs on the car behind. You're catching the car ahead by a couple of seconds a lap.
I can actually see him in the distance.
Our gap to the car in front is 3.8 seconds. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
Okay, so the game's looking to get me to pit sometime between lap 10 and 13 for some more softs. I mean, these ones have gone off quite quickly. They're not looking too great right now. They're not bad, but I am getting a little bit of slip in the rears every now and then, which makes sense because the rears have kind of faded. I'm just gonna. I don't think I'm gonna pit in the next pit window though. I think I'm gonna try and hold on for another couple of laps after that, and then maybe put some mediums back on, and hope that those will get me to the end. Or maybe I'll try the hards. They'll be slower, but they'll at least probably guarantee that I make it to the end because they'll last longer. Kind of struggling to get into a spot where I'm close enough to make a move on Latifi here though. I just don't really have the grip through the corners to stick with them as well as I'd like, but maybe down here with DRS we'll get the job done. Up the inside through the hairpin.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now.
I've been losing tyre grip for a couple of laps, Jeff. Don't you worry, I'm aware.
We're going to box this lap, push hard on the in-lap.
Jeff thinks I'm actually going to box this lap, then he's delusional. I'm definitely not coming in on this lap.
We've got a lot of spare energy. Use your overtake button.
I just can't afford time-wise to do 2 more stops. I have to try and make a 1 stop work. I can't afford to do 2 more. Because the pit lane here's like a really slow pit lane, so the pit stops are quite long. And I just don't think I can afford it time-wise if I don't want to finish last. Oh, God.
Mind that front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage. A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Well,
Confirmed.
looks like I'm gonna have to make this stop after all. And I'm in the front wing probably, am I? God damn. I tried to sell him the dummy, but he didn't buy it as much as I thought he did, and I didn't have the grip for that quick change in direction that I tried to pull, and it was just a disaster. I kind of had to take the risk on that one though, because I needed to make up the time. Okay, we're putting...
Okay, take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage.
I'm gonna hope that went through in time. We're putting the hards on. We're rolling the hards to the end of the rest. Great. Okay. Hards on.
Go, go, go.
All the way back to the back of the pack.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Mick is in the pits. Mick in the pits.
Okay, well I've got to assume that at least he's on the same strategy I was on, and that's only his first stop. So he's still got another stop to do, but he's going to have softs for the rest of the race, so he's going to have more pace than me. I'm just going to hope that I can make up some places when everybody else is taking their last pit stop of their 2-stop strategies, and that the tyres can hold out long enough and well enough for me to be able to defend those positions and
The car behind
keep
has
a
come
hold
in.
of them.
They're now on the soft tyre. Softs on the car behind. Okay, gap ahead is 5.1 seconds.
As long as I beat the Haas cars, I'm okay with it. Because I think I mentioned this in the last episode a while ago. Those were the guys we sort of outlined as our rivals at the start with our interview with Will Buxton in like the first episode. So as long as we can beat Haas, I'm not that bothered about not beating my Gasly, my rival Pierre Gasly, which I think is probably a bit unrealistic at this point in time to be able to get past him and finish better than him. But never say never, I guess. But given how this race has gone so far, probably quite unlikely. I mean, I'm even having trouble shaking the Williams of Nicholas Latifi, and he's always at the back. I just can't quite get rid of him just because he's on the softs and they're so much quicker than my tyres, and I'm doing stupid stuff like that. These tyres were not it. The hard tyres are so bad here. Like, so bad.
Okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
Nope. Completely missed the brake zone. Oh, that's like worst case scenario as well. Really struggled to get the car turned in that barrier, and then I'll have dropped out of DRS and everything. The hard tyre call was not the call. I had to make it, I had to take the risk. I didn't really have anything to lose at that point, let's be honest, but this really was not, it was not the call. These tyres are so bad on this circuit right now. I mean, it doesn't help that I'm just bad on the circuit in general as well. I don't imagine, but...
Gap to car in front is 2.9 seconds.
I'm gonna try to decide if it's worth stopping for different tyres, because I'm just falling back with these ones. It might be worth just taking the risk.
Understood, stopping this lap.
We're doing it. We're taking the risk. I mean, what have we got to lose at this point? If we stick with these tyres, we're just going to keep dropping back anyway. So, let's put the mediums on. I'm presuming because they're used mediums, it'll probably be the mediums that I had on at the start when I crashed. Let's put those back on, and hope that they're better than the hards. I just was not having a good time on the hard tyres at all.
complete. Go now.
I'm about to be lapped. I can see what I assume
Okay,
is Lewis
stay clear of the
Hamilton
white line on the exit. You'll
coming
receive a
round to the
penalty for
finish
dangerous
line on the
driving
map.
if you cross over into the track. Let's use overtake and burn some of this energy.
This race just really has gone wrong in every way it possibly could have gone wrong. From bad to worse at every opportunity. And it's not really even getting better. I'm not really bringing the gap to the cars in front of me down.
The gap to the car ahead is 18.8 seconds.
Adjust my sitting position in my chair real quick. I was kind of half expecting with the luck I've had so far that the second I started doing that the car was just gonna veer left of its own accord into the wall.
The car ahead has come in and fitted the soft tyre. Our gap to the car in front is 11.1 seconds.
And they're just praying that I can at least avoid getting lapped by whoever's in first.
Nick is coming in for his stop.
Woohoo, not last. Latifi came in for his pit stop. I mean, he is going to come out probably not too far behind me, and he's going to have fresh softs, so yeah, I can see him in the rear view. He's not that far behind me, and he's going to have the quicker compound, and they're super fresh on, so they're going to be so grippy. I'm not sure my tyres, or my car for that matter, really has the grip and performance to hold off against that. I'm not sure I've got the ability either, given how everything else in this race has gone. But we've got to try, as I immediately just slide the rear out, coming around the
Gap ahead
hairpin
is
there.
11.2 seconds.
Haven't done myself any favours by doing that. It wouldn't have helped the rear tyres, and it made the gap a lot closer to Latifi behind me. Still just outside DRS range though, so he's not going to get too close down that straight at least. But he's going to have way more grip around these sweepers than I do, and then I've made an absolute mess of the braking again. Now he's got DRS, I think. I can't quite tell. I mean, if he didn't on that straight, he will on the next one. I was too busy looking at my mirrors. God damn it. God damn it. Oh, I can't believe I've done this. This has been an absolute shambles of a race. An absolute shambles.
We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
I think I might actually come last. I mean, I'm just understeering in all the corners because my front wing's damaged again. This has been an L. This has been a big L. Come on, Latifi, man. I know I was trying to squeeze you, but there really wasn't the space there for you.
Okay,
How
keep
are
on
you
him.
trying
He
to
might
fight
make a
it?
mistake.
The car just has no downforce through there because of the wing being broken. I was just almost understeering into every wall through that tight section.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
I feel like it's just typical of my luck as well that the one race where I really could have used the safety car to help me get on the back of some of the traffic after my pits and like crashes and everything is the one race where we don't see a safety car at all. It just really sums up how this day is going for me. The one thing that maybe could have saved me sort of early on would have been a safety car restart, and we just didn't see it. We didn't even see a virtual safety car. That's quite unusual for this game, I'm not gonna lie. At least for what I mean, I've seen a lot of people say that they don't see safety cars that often.
We're
but
trailing our teammate by 16.6 seconds.
I've had quite a few safety cars on this game, not just in this series. I think when I was doing my career mode before I started doing this series on YouTube, I finished the first season, and I think there was only 2 races in what is it? I think it's a 22 race season, 22, 21
No
race
issues with tyre wear for
season.
now. Keep taking care of them.
And only one of the races didn't have a safety car,
Blue flag, blue flag.
and now being blue flagged. Oh, hurry up then, Hamilton. Come on, man.
Gap to car in front is 1.9
I know I'm all the way at the back,
seconds.
but I mean, you're costing me so much time. I'm trying to let you through, and you're just lingering like a bad smell behind me. If it wasn't
There's
bad enough
3
for me
laps of fuel
already.
remaining.
Yeah, of course he goes round Latifi like it's nothing. Doesn't slow him down. I pull over to try and let him through and he just hangs around behind me. It's a joke. This really has been the worst race.
Yellow flag.
Oh, yes. Grosjean, thank you. Not last. Not last. Yes. Oh, amazing. Lap 26 of 28 and Grosjean's car just gives up.
Blue flag.
Now if Magnussen can do the same, I can at least still keep to my we'll beat the Haas's mantra. If Magnussen's car just wants to give up as well, that would be ideal. Oh, I can't believe it. That would be gutting. That would actually be gutting. I mean, maybe not so much for me because I was last anyway. Like, if my car had died there in last place, it wouldn't have made a difference. But 2 laps from the end, he's like, what, maybe 4 places ahead of me or something? And his car just dies.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
We take those. We take those, not last place. Due to a DNF. I'll definitely take it after the way this race has went. My one shred of good luck from this
Blue
race.
flag, blue flag. The gap to the car ahead is 5.6 seconds. That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
I'm actually just happy it's over at this point. That was actually terrible. That was so bad. Oh no.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today and the results speak for themselves.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
That was absolutely terrible. As if the challenge was complete 15 clean laps. I'm not even convinced I'd done it. I'm not even convinced I'd done 15 clean laps. That was actually horrendous. That
So
was
let's review the updated
so
driver's
bad.
standings. More
So
points for
bad.
Valtteri Bottas, further solidifying his lead at the top of the table. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Well, for me, it's got to be Lewis Hamilton. The multiple world champion may be the boring choice at this point, but you can't argue that he's a driver deserving of his reputation.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. Well, that was certainly an incredible weekend of racing. Be sure to join myself and Ant for more exciting Formula One action soon.
Still no points to our name. It's a shame. It's a real shame. Well, I think that wraps up another episode of our F1 My Team Career Mode. Thanks again for joining me. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate you for sticking around, especially given the shoddy performance from this week. And we've got an invitational event now I see on the left that we can attend, but I guess we'll leave that for next episode. I don't want to do terribly in that as well, given how terribly the performance went this time. Let's not carry it over into the invitational event. So we'll do that next time, which does unfortunately mean the next episode's going to be probably a bit longer while we deal with that. But again, thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.